2028, one Big Mac will equal $1 million. From the Gospel of John McAfee. Bro, just learn to code. The Project Freedom Podcast.
Boom, and welcome to the Project Freedom Podcast, episode number 26. I did 5 with my hands because on this one hand I only have 5 fingers. But hey, guys. What else was there to do? Yes, I can. That is the theme for tonight's episode. Yes, I can. Sam saying yes sticker. Let me see who's in the house tonight. Black Sheep, third like. How do you know that you had the third like? Well, I guess maybe you saw that there were 2 before you. Cody Moose and who's Sam yes sticker. Sam here sticker. Sam saying yes in real life. We got Sam on the sofa right now. Tom Fill me. Okay. Tom, one of my orange. Somebody sent me to the existing Ethereum pillows in the mail, so I was like, wasn't as that as I would have. I only had one. Kyle, literally infinite. What is up, Kyle? Babe Honker reporting in. Also, if the new look, how does it look? Good. Let me know. Let me know if my feed is dropping. It looks fine in StreamYard. Sam Perchinsky in the house with the orange pill emoji. Wade and Marie in the house. Freedom. Man, just fuck you, Tim says. Just fuck you, man. Let it begin. What's up, my friend? Nick's in the house. Yo, yo, yo. Cluster. There were 3 likes. You guys need to shout out, I guess. I don't know. Gabe Hunker. Upload is not good right now. It's not good. Up on my end. Anyone else seeing that? Guys, am I choppy? Oh god. It looks fine on this. Hold on, guys. I have an idea. Let me see. Let's see here. I think I know what the problem is. Guys. Hold on 1 second. All right, let's see that fix it in about 3.14 seconds. Can you see it on your phone, Sam? Oh, is it weird? It's weird AF. Choppy. Yeah. Is it better? Yep. I just switched completely to wired. I don't know why, but when I'm hardwired in, it's fine. But through the air, sometimes it just randomly just doesn't work good. And the thing is, guys, my router is right underneath my desk, so there's no excuse for that to happen. Alas, I do digress. Robo voice too. Yeah, that must have been the signal. He's running on DSL. Actually, Cody, this is AOL dial-up. If you don't know, you guys remember that AOL dial-up? Andy says I just finished my homework. Good, glad to hear, my friend. Watch Tokyo Crypto Show today, and that infrastructure bill sucks. LOL. Any things you would recommend we do to prepare for 2023? We can talk about that real quick. All right, so here's my prognosis about the whole thing, Scott. Dude, honestly, first and foremost, I really don't think that bill is going to go all the way through in the form that it is in right now. I really don't. And the reason for that is because quite literally what they're asking for on there is completely unenforceable. It's an impossibility, to be quite frank. Without getting into detail, what they're asking to be done, and it's primarily due to their definition of brokers. So basically, I don't know, you guys. Congratulations, brokerage class of 2023. Most of you guys are now considered to be brokers. It's just an impossibility, right? You can't force. There's no way let's just say you and me, let's just say you fall under one of the brokerage category now. How are you going to, if you're sending money, but if you're sending I don't know, if you're sending Bitcoin to some wallet to purchase something, or for whatever reason that you want to send a wallet to, maybe it is your wallet, maybe it's not your wallet, and you only have the address, and maybe this wallet is owned by someone which is owned by an entity that is in like Tokyo, Japan. How are you? And they don't have the same rules. How are you gonna get that information? Like you can't just slurp it up in the blockchain because it's not there, right? Due to the nature of how these things work. So just literally, it's unenforceable. So I think that they're starting to realize that now. So I don't think it's going to pass in totality the way that it's currently worded. I also think, man, part of me like really thinks that this is just another one of those like fuddy things. Like we've seen this like time and time again. Like there's always like some kind of like sketchy regulation scare going on, like an inevitable regulation scare going on, and like people like freak the fuck out about it. But like, has anything ever really happened to it? No. And let's just say they do. Okay, so they do it. Like people, what else is illegal? Marijuana is illegal. Does nobody like smoke marijuana? Last time I checked, I don't really know any drug dealers personally like that, but like those dudes make pretty good money. So it's not like it's just going to go away forever. All they're really doing in reality, all they're doing is preventing the country from having an excess and a surplus of money coming in from this new industry. And this same kind of stuff happened at the dawn of the internet. They try to do the same exact things and it just didn't work out. So, but let's just say it does. What can you do to prepare yourself? If you have I don't know, if you're using like, if you're keeping your digital assets in like a third party, because if you're keeping it stored somewhere via like a third party custodian, then like, I don't know, remove it before 2023. But I mean, that's probably something we'll just have to figure out when we get there. There's really nothing you can do because there's really nothing. There's nothing that can be enforced in reality, and it's not like they're plugged into the blockchain and like if you send a transaction, someone's gonna and suddenly like you don't have someone's information. It's not like they're gonna come pop out of your phone, like punch you and beat you up. You know what I mean? Babe Honker, are you wired or wireless? I was both, and then I turned off the wireless because I think how it works, if you have both running on, is that the wireless actually takes precedence over the hardwire connection, and then it just grabs it. Oso chain in the house with orange pill emojis. Claybuster, better now. Let it begin again, better now. Wade Emery, yes, you're better. Cody Moose in the hoose, now we're good. Sam Paczynski, always wire. Yes, guys, always wire. Don't ever forget. You have to be wired with the camera. Yes. Taking the daily dose of orange pills, says Ashley Schaefer, owner of Ashley Schaefer BMW. Good to see you in the house tonight, Ashley Schaefer. Clay says, doesn't matter. The thing is a ratio that is pulling all doesn't matter. The thing is a radio that is pulling all devices connected. What do you I'm confused. What are you saying, Clay? About what? That thing is a radio that is pulling all devices connected. What thing is a radio, and what is it pulling? Could you clarify, please? I remember AOL CDs too. Are you talking about like, I think it came like in this giant yellow, like it was like a phone book kind of pack, and it was like yellow and like it had all kinds of different discs in it for different games, right, Cody? Wired connection always takes priority. Yeah, that's what I would have assumed, Clay. But I've had to actually go and like remove. This is like the third time this happened. I had to actually go and like turn off the Wi-Fi signal for whatever reason. I'm running OS X, so that's probably why. Yo, what are we talking about tonight, Wes? We were talking about the fact that yes, I can, and yes, you can, and yes, we can, guys. We're gonna have some woo-woo feelings tonight. Damn, Cody, are you that old? Cody, how old are you? Cody's 49 years old. I'm just kidding. Cody, I think he was like 28, 29. What up, my shadowy supercoders? What's up, guys? Yes, welcome, shadowy supercoders in here. You guys, very, very bad shadowy supercodery people. I was just a youngin' when that was a thing, LOL. Chick-fil-A delivery in the house. This new setup looks great. Thank you, Chick-fil-A. Wes E says they are going to look for a way to try and save face though, most likely. Yeah, I think so. But like, what they're gonna do, dude, Wes, did you see the Congress hearing? Man, when I see that kind of stuff, it just looks like fucking theatrics to me. Like Ted Cruz was in there and he's like, I really care for cryptocurrency very much. Like, I don't think that guy gives a goddamn about crypto, to be honest with you. I think I think all this is just theatrics. And quite frankly, guys, like in the last like couple of years of my life, anything I see on the news that's anything like that, I'm like, this is just like theatrics. I just don't even pay no mind to it, fellas. Nick Sledge, drug probation sent a lot of drug traders to jail. Yeah. Get the fuck out is how to prepare to get the fuck out. Clay says, no worries. I helped build the internet. Not quite a boomer, but close to it. He said your Wi-Fi router. Your Wi-Fi router is a radio that pulls everything connected. Yeah. Okay. But still so if you have like, doesn't it work like, I'm not a telecom guru per se, but I did work for a telecom company for about 2 years. Doesn't it work that essentially there is a finite range of which the strength of the beam of your router is projecting, and the further you walk away from that beam, the less strength of that signal you get, right? And so, like theoretically speaking, if you're right next to it, it should be like the maximum strength. But if you're like barely further enough to just get the connection, you can basically just hit the connection enough to like be able to send and receive a ping, but then you won't actually be able to draw any data. I don't know. You'd think in the year 2021 that since we literally have Starlink, that we'd be able to have routers that don't like jack up like that, but you don't know. You never know. Another thing too, speaking of the telecom company that I worked at, this like around 2016, they and this was in Mississippi, they had these like Wi-Fi cellular towers that they would go ahead and like plant in the middle of like rural Mississippi, because for them to be able to lay that much fiber all the way out throughout rural Mississippi would have taken a long time and a lot of money. And this was to provide like these farmers and these small little towns with internet access. And all they had to do was pay for the service. And then they basically get like a code, and they can actually connect directly to this Wi-Fi tower. And it had like a 30-mile radius of signal. And apparently it was pretty good. You got like up to 100 down and 100 up, which was pretty good. And I don't ever know what actually happened with that. I think that like that was kind of like that project. It was like very early for that technology, and now I mean we have Starlink. So yeah. So John and Charlie stream this morning. It was pure. Yeah, it was good. I saw that one too. Pretend you're watching pro wrestling. Yeah, that's basically what you have to do when you're watching like the news and you're watching like this like governmental just nonsense and jargon, because it literally is pro wrestling, guys. Like it's fucking pro wrestling. Can we at least recognize the Ted Cruz glow up from 2016 though? Chad Beard and all. Yeah, I mean, sure, whatever. Like that dude, I honestly I can't even have a personal opinion about any of these politicians anymore, because again, I think that it's all just like the clown show. That's all it is. It's just none of it's real to me. So correct, the radio signal is limited range, but so long as you are connected, your device is being pulled. It is either there or not. Okay. Musk will be most powerful man in the world 2030. Starlink, SpaceX, Mars, Tesla, and a big old fat bag of Doge. Portania Musk 2024. The singularity with Neuralink, LOL. Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right, guys. So why is the stream's title tonight, Yes, I Can? If you guys don't mind, for me pausing for a second so I can take a sip of this delectable water, because my mouth is quite dry. I'm quite parched, guys. All right. So why is it called Yes, I Can? If you were to just assume that everything people in your life told you that you couldn't do was an absolute fact, and you never actually tried to do anything just because you're told that that's how the truth is. This is the truth, and you need to accept it. Then most likely, a lot of you guys, whether how far you are off in life or not, wouldn't be where you are right now. You'd probably be in a worse situation. And you got to realize, guys, people always want to bring their opinions from their reality and put them onto you, right? We're all guilty of this. I'm guilty of this too. All right. Everybody that thinks that what they think and they know and that their version of reality is better, because that's just how humans work, right? Especially if it's something that you've done time and time again. And like, it worked for you. And, you maybe you're like, well, there's no other way to do it. Maybe you have tried other ways. But point being is, just because somebody tells you that there's something, their reality is what you should be doing, doesn't mean that's what you should be doing. All right. Point blank example. Somebody tells you, hey, we have this policy in this building where you have to, you just have to wear this like thing over your mouth, regardless of whether or not you have like, I don't know, breathing problems because maybe you have asthma, or maybe because just don't want to, because it's your body and it should be your choice. If someone says that, you don't have to say, oh, okay, you're right, I should be doing that. You can just quite simply say to them when someone says to you, hey, you can't be in here doing that. Don't you know that the things are supposed to be this way? You can't walk around without having something on your face. Yes, I can. Why not? What's the actual reason not? And then if they want to debate with you, like why? Well, because you need to defend like the elderly people. Then at that point, if you already know the science behind this stuff and you guys already know those facts, I would just recommend to not even spend the time to argue with them about the size in microns of a virus particle versus the size of microns that these masks can filter, or just basically just whether or not you just don't even want to do it, because again, it's your body and it's your choice. Just don't even argue with them. Just yes, you can. All right, yes, you can. What about other things in life? Hey, you can't just job hop from job to job because it gives you more money. You need to do something that's stable, and you need to work really hard and be loyal to this company because of hashtag family company, hashtag company loyalty. So you can't just like leave. You need to stay in this place. Don't you care about your coworkers? You don't want to leave. You don't want to ban them, right? Yes, I can. Why not? Why can't I do that? Because you think that I can't? Well, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, but I certainly can. You want to watch me? Boom. There I go. You can't just pack up your entire life and move across country and leave your friends and family. Don't you care about them? You can't do those kind of things. Yes, I can. Why not? Have you ever tried it? You haven't? No. All right. Speaking of packing up, moving across the country, Bay Punker in the chat literally packed up his entire life and moved all the way from fucking Canada to come down here and to go to veterinary school. And, he's got plenty of friends and family who aren't happy about that. And they were basically telling him, no, you can't do that. And he was like, yeah, I can. Watch me do it. So just because somebody tells you that something has to be a certain way doesn't mean that that's the case. All right. And the same thing should go for you too, right? Like when you're trying to offer advice to somebody, or if you actually do think that you have something or an idea or this thought process that you believe is better, instead of like trying to like force it onto them, instead of like trying to strangle them to where they feel like they're being suffocated by this idea, instead try to like be polite and kind and like point them towards that idea. And that way, if they think to themselves that they came up with that thought themselves, it'll feel a lot more authentic to them. And it won't seem as if you're trying to shove some sort of idea down their throat, which is what you shouldn't do, right? People should be able to come up to their own decisions and conclusions and ideas about things. Sam says, General Berger is about to make some of this end. Who's General Berger? Who that? Oh. With TCP, all packets have a handshake. So if your packet loses excess of 10%, it drops the connection. I am a network engineer since before Cisco existed. Do you work in the NOC and the NOCC, Clay? Do you work in the NOCC? Are they still called NOCs? Or is that an old time thing? Pro wrestling is real. Is this a motivational video? I mean, it could be a motivation video. Take it for what it's worth. Like, I'm just trying to tell you guys that, like, just because somebody tells you that what you want to try and do and accomplish has to be the only reality. Like, you can take what they're saying into consideration. All right, you can take what they're saying into consideration, but you most certainly don't have to do what they're doing just because they said to do it. Right? Just because everybody happened to have to go to school and get a degree to get their job doesn't mean that you have to do that. And that's somebody coming from somebody who has a degree. All right. I study computer science. I write software for a living, and I know plenty of people who do the exact same thing and don't have a degree. And like, people have this like perception in their mind that that's just like something that they have to do. And most of those people that I know, I'm thinking about one in particular too. He would definitely never take no for an answer if he thinks that he can try and do something. Most of those people that are like that, like, they think someone tells them, hey, you can't go and do that. It'd be way too hard to go get that kind of job. Are you fucking crazy? This guy was like, yeah, I can. Why not? I am a free individual. I have freedom. I have the right to try to achieve these things, to get this happiness that I want. So there's nothing wrong with that. So yes, Cody, one could say that this is a motivational video. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Adam Savage. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. COPD. COPD. What, Cody? My hashtag, my body, my choice. Yeah, exactly. I mean, everything's got to be fair, right? My body, my choice doesn't just apply to one type of person on this planet, hopefully, right? We're all fair, equitable people here, aren't we? Don't we all want to have choices for our bodies? Or is that just limited to one particular type of the one particular subset of mankind? Certainly not, right? You need to have pension and bennies. Yeah, right. No, you don't. You can make your own pension and benefits. And you could probably do them a lot better than those boomer Ponzi schemes that are going on out there. Or you could just do both. Why not? Babe Hunker already has a job too. Yes, indeed. I'm following in Babe's footsteps, minus the vet school. Yeah, Andy, good for you, my friend. It would be nice for you to get BTFO of Canuckland of Canada up there. New course, how to game a border guard. Yep, taught by Babe Hunker. Because of you, but my VP at one company told me that since I'd been there 3 years, I needed to leave. His rule was 2 years and move. Many IT use that rule. Yeah, Clay is actually very right. So like the average turnover time in IT is slightly under the 2 year mark. So like, basically, if you aren't moving, you're losing. The places aren't going to give you a raise, guys. All right. In 2021, places aren't going to give you a raise. I mean, they might give you like your maybe 1%. If you're lucky, 3% raise. But places will they'll move you up and they'll give you a higher title and they'll give you more responsibilities, which just means you have more work, but they won't actually give you more money because they know that they're just going to keep you kind of like dangling that carrot. It's not like the way that used to be, right? So if that's the game that these places are going to play, you just basically play that exact game back on them. You know, you do the bare minimum amount of effort required. You don't go above and out of your way because that's what you're getting paid for. So if you're getting paid $120K a year and they're asking what they're requiring from you is more of like $180K a year job, no, you only give them what's worth $120K a year, right? Because you're giving them what it's worth. You're not doing anything less than that. In fact, if you don't do that, what you're saying to not only yourself and to these people is that your time is not valuable, and they're going to take advantage of that. Just how this stuff works. Alex Catanzos, fire sign. Oh, sorry, that was Sam that said the fire sign. Alex Catanzos says, "Evening, gents. Good to see Alex. I reject your reality. I SEXUALLY identify as a job hopper. Yes, indeed." Cody Moose says, "Node Green Gang, Node Gree Gang, Node Gree Gang." Not sure what you mean by that. Ryan A says, "Gender, right? It's not mankind anymore. Now it's they kind. It's X kind. It's Xerxes kind." Why 2 years, Ryan? I don't know the reason why. I guess that's just like the average amount of time that someone's at a job and they just get tired of it. And they're like, oh, wait, I can go make money. I can go make more money doing less work than what I'm doing now. All right, sure, why not? Especially when you work in IT, Ryan. When you work in IT, you come to find out that people are going to be, once you have at least one or two resumes underneath your resume belt, you got some resume clout. People are going to be like hitting you up via LinkedIn, email, whatever, and just try to acquisition you to bring you into another job. And they're always basically going to, people are never, if they're going to try to like acquisition you from some other place and bring you to them, they're never going to offer less the money than what they think that you're making at the current time. So it's essentially like a guaranteed way to make more money, even if it's just $5,000 raise, although it's usually like minimum $10,000 raise. Now, granted, you can only do this until like let's just say you're a software developer. You can probably only do this up to like a certain amount of money, right? Like maybe you get to like the 250,000 range, and then like at that point, it's like, you know, at that point you'd actually have to do harder work to get more money. Like you have to become like an architect or something. But by then, if you played your cards right, you probably don't even need to work anymore because you become self-sovereign and you don't need a job. And if you do want to do a job, you're doing it because it's something that you want to do, not because you need money. No, haven't been to the NOC since I was at the Pentagon in the 90s. I ran a worldwide IT group, built high-speed networks. Last 11 years, network engineer in industries, government, specialized in voice over IP. That is legit, dude. Isn't it crazy, Clay, that I'm assuming you're older than me? Was for you when VoIP came out? Wasn't it crazy for you to think like, hey, we have like fucking free phone calls? Like we basically have like free phone calls. Like that's insane. But nowadays, like having a free phone call is like it's like nothing, right? It's just kind of like a standard. Like everybody should have free phone calls, right? I do 120K worth of work and produce 120K worth of value. Boom. Exactly. No more loyalties to employees. Yeah, I mean, these places aren't loyal to employees, guys, most of the time. And this isn't just like a blanket statement. Like, you know, there are some good places out there. I'm sure. All right, I'm sure of it. But a majority of the time, once a place becomes like so centralized to the point that it's like a corporate entity, they're concerned about their balance sheet. Right. And if your existence in that company in any way, shape, or form is going to be an impediment on the balance sheet, or having to move you up in salary is going to be an impediment on the balance sheet, they're not going to do it. So you just got to go somewhere else. Right. You can't blame them for it either. Like it's not like so. Okay. Some companies are like really strange, and they have like this like thing where they just want to like, I don't know, just control people, but most of them like probably aren't like that, right? And you can't blame these companies just because they want to make more money and protect their balance sheet, right? Because at the end of the day, they're just doing what the best thing is, the most logical thing is for them, right? But what the problem here is that the employees, the people, aren't doing the exact same thing, right? The people aren't saying, oh, I need to do what's best for me. I need to do what's most logical for me. I need what's best for me and my family. They have that is still inverted on its head, and it's being weaponized against people who are working to essentially like, what's the term, guys, when you have like, what's the term when like you were like kidnapped and like beaten up, and then people just like the person like falls in love with the kidnap. Sam, that's Stockholm syndrome, or is it Stockholder syndrome? Stockholm syndrome. It's like people have like Stockholm syndrome because their entire life they were like, you know, raised to be in a classroom and basically just be like, you know, good corporate workers. That's all school is nowadays. People do very little actual learning in school as far as academic wise. No surplus off my back. Yes, indeed. LOL. Sorry. I'll camel case. #do degree day. No degree game. Cody, you don't have a degree. You don't have. Cody doesn't have. That's right. That's right, Cody. You don't have a degree, and you're a software engineer. You're a developer. So yes, you can. Can you guys hear the crispness of the sparkling water? Trudeau actually said people kind in 2015. He said people kind. Well, don't know what to say about that. You can say whatever you want, I guess. But what about like dog kind? Like, do we have dog kind? Can we just be dogs instead? Hello, friends. Antonio in the house. Welcome to your safe place, Antonio. I'm glad to see you back. Quote, go to college, get your PFD or whatever the fuck it is. Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. Sam says, once you've been paid to code, you become a 22-year-old chick on Tinder, but for LinkedIn. Yeah, basically so. That was a great analogy, Sam. That was a great analogy. Thank you. Fireings 4 says, I needed this stream. I still live with my parents, and I mentioned my plan of learning coding and moving out. I get so much doubt. LOL. My friend, talk to some of these guys in this little chat. And in fact, talk to, if you want to, talk to literally this man right here who just made this comment. I don't know. Cody, how can this guy contact you, Cody? Give him some anti-FUD, Cody. Let him know that he can do it. Just buy a Cybertruck, bro, sticker. Checking in. Zebo, I don't know if you're watching, bro. Just buy a Cybertruck. Let's do it. Loyalty died over 10 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Probably right about that time, right? So that would be what? 2012? Yeah. That was right. That was right when the world started getting kind of like a little strange, right? 2012. Everything was just like different. All of a sudden you had to be like all of a sudden you living the life, like you living your life became like, oh, like I gotta you know, I can't I'd be very careful what I say to somebody. Like I can't even like joke about anything or else, you know, I might go to jail or something. In the 1990s, my company helped develop voice over IP, and I was asked to specialize on it. It was awesome, especially after the quote unquote big iron companies made a killing off of long distance charges. Didn't Alex Manchinsky help create voice over IP, Clay? If he did, if that's true, let me know in the chat. I had to mute the mic, guys, because I had to have a nice little belch right there. So hopefully you guys can hear that. Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, Stockholm syndrome. Stockholder syndrome is when your portfolio beats the shit out of you. Patricio says coder's kind. Coder's kind indeed. Wade Emery, why don't they make a VA two cross lines together for the common cold? Maybe because there's nothing really to like. There's nothing really to weaponize there. I don't really know if they can make money off of that, right? We already know like all the money that these current companies are getting, like the Morgan and Morgan, the Johnson and Johnson, the Morgan and Morgan. Welcome to Morgan and Morgan, best law firm in the state of Florida. This is my safe space. I am an outcast, and the normie world isn't so friendly to people like me. Yes, indeed, Antonio. We completely understand, my friend. Don't worry. You're safe here. You will not be persecuted here, Antonio. Best believe. Cybertruck purchase will happen. Yes. When will just buy a Cybertruck, bro, become no longer a meme, but an actual reality? When will the Cybertruck be delivered? Chick-fil-A delivery. I want to know. Is there a date yet? Do we actually know if there's a date that it's going to be released yet or what? Patricio, or who said that actually? Who said Virenes? Actually, here you go, Virenes. Telegram or Insta at Cody_Moose. Hit me up. It's not actually spelled moose. I'm just like saying moose. They said the world was to end in 2012, and that was actually the end of the world as we know it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think probably like more like 2010 too, right? Like right, it was right around the timeline, man. Like right, that was right on time. Like things just started getting kind of fucking weird, right? Clay Buster is Alex Manchinsky confirmed. Oh my God, is it Alex Manchinsky? If you are, mate, when we gonna get that Celsius credit card, Alex? Let us know. I haven't had a cold since normie times. I had the flu in 2019. And then also had the flu in 2016, I think. And if anyone's ever had the flu, I mean, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's also not like, hey, you want to be like hot and cold at the same time for like 4 days straight, and not be able to eat. If so, contract this disease. Cody Moose says plays X-Files intro. I don't think we have that one, Cody, but we have this one.
De style holding, où le canot est allongé. Flip the switch.
Urs Mühlert, it's Halbedone.
Our favorite guy there, Mr. Klaus. Mr. Klaus over there with the phone. Who's enjoying the pump today? What are the prices at right now, my friend? Let us see. Let me see. I don't think I even checked the charts much today. Yeah. Everything in the green again, looking nice. Very good. Those cryptocurrency things, you bitfucks. We got some bitfucks in here, I can tell. Plays into the world as we know it. I need that one too. Should put that on the soundboard. Probably mid 2020, 2022. I can carjack my way around until then. You have a car though, don't you? Chick-fil-A delivery. I believe Chick-fil-A delivery. I believe I know who you are. I think you have a car. Chick-fil-A delivery. Alex Machinsky. Alex M developed account management and call tracking on voice over IP, SIP, so they could do billing. He didn't really develop SIP or VoIP. Actually started with H323 and then moved to SIP. Okay. Wow. Alex is a liar. 2016 flu as well. Yeah, apparently that was a bad year. It was a bad year for the flu. BTC. It is, here you go, Cody, I'll tell you right now. It is $45,686.53 on CoinMarketCap. And I got really sick in Feb 2020, and last 2 weeks, maybe I got it already. Maybe so. But Ryan A. Pump, I don't look at crypto no more. Why, Ryan? Let us know. It's just kind of like a out of the mind, out of sight thing. Or are you out of it, son? Are you out of it, brother? Patricia says, I'm 26 years old, too late to learn for learning code. No, absolutely not. People older than you have learned it and done it. So nope. But the longer you wait, the worse you make it for yourself, my friend. Ryan, I just ride the wave. Yeah, that's the point, right? I mean, like, it's kind of like senseless to like sit around and like, constantly examine the price. Although it is nice every now and then, keep tabs on something that you think you might need to make moves on. So yeah, guys, don't be discouraged when people tell you that you can't do what you want to do. Because quite frankly, as long as you know that it's within the realm of possibility, and it's something that you can actually work towards achieving, i.e. it's a tangible goal that maybe you can't currently have, and you know that it's one of those things that you put time, effort, energy in, you can eventually do it because other people in the world have done it. And thus, by comparison, you know that it is within the realm of possibility for you to do it. Then don't let people tell you that that you can't. Like, in fact, literally tell them, don't tell me that. Yes, I can. Go away. Don't ever talk to me again, literally, and get out of my life. You got to remove any kind of like negativity like that in your life. You literally can't be around people like that. Like, you quite frankly need to just literally get rid of them, no matter who they are. And if it's a close friend, like, temporarily get rid of them, and then, they'll realize what they did, and they'll come back and they'll say sorry to you. And then you can give them another chance, or you can decide whatever to do after that. Chad says, we think this is a bull trap, boys. I don't know. I don't think so. I do not. But actually, I hope it is. I hope that the price of Bitcoin plummets down to $1 by either Friday afternoon or Monday morning. Sometime between that time range, if it could just plummet down to exactly $1, that would be really great. I would personally really appreciate that. Patricio says, I'm 35. No excuses. Yeah, Patricio, good point. Antonio has been learning code for quite some time now, and I know I've seen it myself. Like, he's progressed pretty good bit, man, since when he first started. So, like, no, you're not too old to learn anything. And another thing, guys, think about, like, it's a point topic. Just because someone told you can't learn to code, yes, you can. Why can't you? Can you learn to change the oil? Can you change the oil in the car? Did you learn how to do that before? Did that seem like some kind of like abstract, crazy thing to you? Became easier and easier to do over time, right? So if you can do that, you can learn to code. Chick-fil-A delivery. You use one of those CFA trucks. Pierce says, I really got sick in February 2020. Maybe I got it too, as Andy. I think a lot of people got sick in February 2020. I believe so. Clay says, Alex didn't lie. There were 30 core engineers on VoIP SIP, plus many others supporting the development. Alex holds like 4 to 5 patents in VoIP. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that he held patents, right? So that's why I thought that he like basically essentially like helped create it, right? The guy I worked for holds 4 patents. Okay, sweet. Stockholm, yes. I just want it to pump before Charlie's course again. $1 Bitcoin for the win. Yeah, Cody Mouse learned at 27. He learned 1 year older than you are. So we do know indeed that is indeed a pop. And Cody is working right now, and he has a good job too. And Cody's also working remote. And Cody works remote, and he works in his underwear, in his pajamas all day long in bed. He doesn't even get up out of his bed to go to his desk. He actually works in his bed in his pajamas. He's got a onesie too, actually, guys. Cody, tell them about your onesie. Tell them how great it is to work in a onesie. Sam, learn at 28. There you go. So yeah, guys, don't let people bring FUD into your mind. All right. Just don't. All right. Kyle W says, is it possible to learn to code? Yeah, of course it is. Kyle, you know how to code. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yes, it is possible. Kyle, you know how to code. Kyle, you know how to code. What are you trying to say? I'm 24 and I'm learning as well. I need more. Be consistent with it, though. Pretty close, to be honest. LMAO. People like that, guys, usually when you're dealing with somebody who says something like that to you, they're usually not supportive of you because they most likely have something about themselves that when they see you actively working towards something, some kind of goal that you want to achieve, they are forced to look inwards on themselves and say, hey, regardless whether or not your goal is fucking stupid, regardless whether or not your goal is to be the best pink purple polka dotted basket weaving dinosaur on the planet, if that's your goal, they still have to look in on themselves introspectively and say, hey, like, I'm actually doing nothing at all. I'm literally just sitting here. And that's uncomfortable feeling for people like that. You guys got to understand these kind of things. Just regular human nature is how people are. And people tend to prefer to be spiteful as opposed to being supportful and helpful. And usually what you'll notice is the people that are going to be supportful and helpful are the ones who have something going for them and or are also working on set of goals to go in life. And so they want to be around people like you. They want to support people like you because they know people like that are limited. Very finite amount of people want to actually do things and make moves and go somewhere in life, right? Tom, RKBA says, go Lang for the win. Loving it. Pearl is still in my heart. Tom, I haven't done anything with Go in years. I wanted to do something in Go recently. I was actually going to do a Learn to Code live series in Go, but I just didn't. I don't know why I didn't. Just never got around to doing it, guys. But maybe we'll do that. Go is not a bad language, Tom. It's really not. It's actually kind of like nice looking, to be honest with you. It's kind of a nice looking language. Ninja Turtle onesie for the win. I want to work while I'm sitting on the toilet. I do that quite frequently, actually, Patricio. Not even gonna lie to you. Go full Les Brown. Indeed, go full Les Brown. Like I said, okay. Kyle says, LOL, I said it is possible to learn to code. Yes, it is. And you'll like it. Go Lang. Which turtle, though? Yes, I like Go Lang with its biases. Yeah, it's a cool language. Tom, what's something you've written recently in Go Lang? Give me an idea. Give me an idea of a project to do. Give me an idea, my friend. I want to do something. Sometimes our dreams are a little unrealistic. I wanted to be a lead singer of a heavy metal band and perform in sold out stadiums when I was a kid. Yeah, okay. That's right. Sometimes your dreams are unrealistic if you're physically and genetically bound to not being able to get that dream. All right. But if it's something that's a tangible thing and it's something that's hard that you can achieve through hard work, effort, and dedication, that you can do it. And even so, Andy, let's just say you wanted to be the best singer or whatever, right? Like, I can guarantee you, maybe you wouldn't be the best singer in the world, all right? You're probably definitely not going to be the best singer in the world. But if you did it every single day and you put time, effort, dedication, energy into it, you would be a lot better 1 year from now than before you started. And what would you prefer? Would you prefer to be where you were currently, or would you prefer to be better than what you were currently doing? Tom says, do it. I will. Donatello, of course, Go is really intuitive. Yes, it is. I like to play in the NHL. I mean, that's another thing too. I think like being able to play like a professional sport, like you might not be like the first string, and you might not be very fucking good compared to other people. But I guarantee you, if someone who was like the age of 10 put as much time, effort, dedication, energy into a sport as they possibly could, they would get better at it, and they could achieve that goal of playing professionally, whatever sport that it was. And they might be on the bench the whole time, or they might not. They might be better than that. But we know several people in sports history who've done that. So it's not an impossibility. Varian says, I just want to get that remote job and escape my S-hole country. I think my parents FUD because they'll be alone once I leave. Yeah, that's a pretty common thing. That's a pretty common thing for your parents to FUD because they're going to be alone. Like, we got several guys in the chat I know personally whose been through that exact same thing. So I mean, it's a normality, man. It is a normality. There's nothing super abstract about that, my friend. Tom says coding on the toilet is helpful as it allows you to make room. Jay Flazer says, one of my friends recently just got a position at Lockheed and informed me via text. I immediately got super excited for him and congratulated him, was legitimately excited for him. Positivity is number one. Yeah, and especially when you have good friends like that, like if you start to like subconsciously like be like mean and passive aggressive and jealous because you're jealous of them, like you're just going to push those people away. And those are the people that you don't want to push away in your life, because being around this kind of people are just going to lift you up and bring you better. You always want to be around people and be involved with people who are doing something better than what you're doing. Tom says, software testing with Golang and Cucumber. I don't want to do a software testing project, Tom. Come on. Give me something fun to do and go. Some kind of scripty kind of stuff. Like making a keylogger with Golang. Would that be a possibility? Tom, let me know. Chick-fil-A, Virenes agrees with you 100%. Compound effect. Yes, indeed, 100%. Compound effect is a real thing. Correction, software testing automation with Golang and Cucumber. Okay. I thought I would never be able to grab the rim. Then one day I could do it under training. Shit isn't impossible until it is. Yep. Seen that dude grab the ring too. Claybuster says, I have a few lifelong friends in the industry and we helped each other find jobs as needed. Always give support your friends like that and help them level up. Yeah, guys, like, again, keep people like that close to you in your life and be good friends with them. Like, make sure that they do better and don't be a jealous, passive-aggressive little you guys know what word I'm going to say, but I can't say it. So I'm going to call it here, guys. I'm going to split because I have to go to the gymnasio tonight because I wasn't able to go today because I was extremely caught up. I was neck deep, BAWLS deep in some code all day long. It was very old. You guys want to know what code I worked on today? I worked on a very old Pascal application from 2002 that I have to write and edit and update inside of a in-house made IDE with no text highlighting, no syntax highlighting, no debugger, very limited IntelliSense. It's like literally like it'll maybe spell something correctly for me after I spell like 90% of the word. What else? And it also, every time you try to run and compile your program, it'll always break, even if there's no errors in your code. So you have to like basically like delete a bunch of map files and it's a mess. That's what I was doing today, guys. So make an API that creates flow in Node-RED. I can do that. That's actually not a bad idea. Holy shit, Pascal. Yeah, exactly. I think you know how I feel. Then if, then, else, then, if, then, begin, in, if, then begin, in, if, then, in, begin, in. So many fucking begin, else, if, then, ends. Like, all that's redundant where you could just say if, else, if. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Hope you guys like the new stream setup. I'm probably going to play with the lighting a little bit too. I need more lighting now. I have 2 lights now. I'm probably going to get a third one, or maybe I can like scrunch up real close. If I get real close, does that help? If we get extra close. We have some work to do, my friends. At least it wasn't Fortran. Yeah. Precisely, my guys. All right. Don't let people tell you can't. Just say, yeah, I can, and then look at them in the face like they're fucking stupid, and then do it. Do it. Later, guys.
Pump it again. And again.
What the bloody hell is going on? The shakeout wasn't finished yet. Why haven't we crashed it?
Keep up, Jacob. This is all within expected ranges.
No. Recommence the dumps. Continue the black swans. Accelerate it. Bounce the dead cat. Pull the rugs. Build back even better. Activate the cyber pandemic. I'm in charge here. But the shadows.
It is not yours to take, book. The truth will set us free. It must.